How's it going, everybody? YouTube, this is your host T Time, and today we're going to do another review on my channel. And today's review is going to be for the movie Thor: Love and Thunder. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy this movie. I don't think it was better than Ragnarok. Like Ragnarok was so close to me. It was so very close to being like a 10, but it wasn't. To me, it wasn't a 10. It was more like a 9. I started my channel late, so I couldn't do a review on that. But this was, I say, close to being almost there with Ragnarok.
It's pretty damn close, girlfriend.
Like real close. But I did enjoy the movie. I really did. Chris Hemsworth. They brought in Christian Bale to play. I can't pronounce his name. It's Gore. Gore. I'm make sure I pronounce his name right. I want to pronounce it Gore. Gore. His name is Gore. The God Butcher. I like that. I like a movie to where I don't know nothing about the villains. This movie to me was good. I had no idea who the God Butcher was. Up to the movie's release, I did my research on him. Apparently, this guy's supposed to be a bad motherfucker. He's supposed to be bad. And in the movie, from what I read about him, up to the movie, he was bad, but they could have did better with him. Not Christian Bale. Christian Bale, he did good. Like from growing up knowing Christian Bale to playing Batman, a hero, to doing a villain, I like the transition he did to that. Because for me, I'm used to him being a hero. Seeing him be a villain was definitely something interesting to watch, and I actually enjoyed it. I felt like he gave me like a Joker vibe with his performance. Laughing a lot and everything with that. But it was good. I really liked it.
I like that a lot.
Natalie Portman, she did good, continuing her role with Jane, transitioning into the Mighty Thor. I like that. One thing I didn't like is something that happened at the end with her, what they did at the end with her. Like, I didn't like that, but maybe that's how it played out in the comic, because not also with Gore, the God Butcher, there's little things I knew about the Mighty Thor. For people who don't know, Thor and Mighty Thor are two different people. Obviously, if you watch the movie or if you see the trailer, obviously. But we're going to get into the breakdown of that in the spoiler section. What's her name also on here? Tessa Thompson, or Tessa Thompson. Sorry if I'm pronouncing the first name wrong. I like she did with Valkyrie. That was good too. I did more research into the movie. Apparently, other people in Chris Hemsworth's family was in this movie. There was apparently, well, that'll be part of the spoil. I'll get into that in the spoiler section too. But his family was in this movie at some points too. Surprisingly, I looked into the cast too. Matt Damon was playing. I think he was playing Loki in this movie. Not the real Loki. That's part of the spoiler too. Like Matt Damon was in here. Some other lady, I forgot her name because I seen her before. Melissa McCarthy. I seen her for some other movie, but I couldn't get on the tip of my tongue what. But I remember seeing her. Chris's brother played acting Thor. If you've seen Thor, I believe it was Ragnarok. When Thor came back to Asgard, when everybody thought he was dead, and they thought Loki was dead too also, they had like a little stage play going on. And I believe Matt Damon was in the stage play too, also playing Loki. And I think Loki's brother was playing Thor, Chris Hemsworth's brother, in the stage play. But that was good to see that they brought that back. That was good also. The plot. The plot was good. I like the plot. I like where it was going. If you really pay attention to the movie, this whole movie is literally about love. The whole thing is about love. Thor trying to basically find himself or rekindle with love because, Jane comes back. And it's not really a spoiler, but something happens with the God Butcher Gore in which, like, he lost love. In a way, they both the same person. They lost love, but in a different way, basically. And that's really like the whole movie. Oh yeah, the Guardians and like see I forgot them completely because like the Guardians they was like I give it like the first 10 maybe 10 15 minutes of the movie and like the beginning. Nah, not the first 10. Maybe like the first five. I said like the first 5 to 10 minutes is about Gore, the God Butcher, and then after that it's like another 5 or 10 minutes with the Guardians, and then after that, over with. That's done. I think they're gonna have like another Guardians of the Galaxy movie, which was basically just them, but it's not this. This is really just Thor. Only reason they was in this movie is because Thor left with them after Endgame. So there's that. But that was good. It was good to see the Guardians again for like as short as it was. It was kind of weird to see them without Gamora. But I feel like if they do like a third movie, it's gonna be based off them trying to find Gamora, basically, or something's gonna happen in which Gamora is gonna come around and Star Lord is gonna have to try to get back with her, basically, because if you remember, Gamora is not the present Gamora; she's the past Gamora. So she don't know nothing about Star Lord. But I'm getting off topic. That's for like a whole different thing. We're talking about Thor. I'm gonna just go ahead and go straight into my rating. I'm gonna give it an 8, 8 out of 10. It was really good. Ragnarok was a 9 out of 10. It was so close. So this was an 8 out of 10. Sad to say, still has no Marvel movie yet has got up to No Way Home. I say Far From Home. No movie has reached No Way Home to me. No Way Home is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. That was a masterpiece of a movie. But I give this an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna go into why it's not higher than an 8. There was a lot of things, not a lot. There was some things here and there that involved the mighty Thor, that involved some of the decisions that Thor was making, and some of the other stuff that was put into the movie. Like in the movie, they have a moment where they go to like the other side of the gods. Not with Odin, Loki, Thor, Hemsworth. Not those gods. They go into like I don't know if it's the myth. I can't pronounce it right. Mythology gods, or I think it's the Greek gods. They go into like with Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, Hercules, all those gods. But the way they had them displayed in this movie, it was kind of a joke. But I'm gonna get into all that on the spoiler side of the review. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, I try to be as spoiler free as I can. Just let you know I give it an 8 out of 10. I advise you to go see it. Really good to go see in theaters. Thor was good. The Mighty Thor, Jane was good. Valkyrie was good. Gore was good. The plot I enjoyed. Stuff the Guardians was good. I enjoyed it. Stuff that happened towards the end with the Mighty Thor, I didn't like. Some decisions that Thor and the group was making, I didn't like. The stuff at the end with Gorg, I didn't like either. Like,
I like it, but not a lot. I don't like it.
I mean, I get it, but I didn't like either. So, it's not just these three things, but there's other things as I go into the spoiler side that I'm going to tell you that made it 8 and not like probably like a 9 or perfect 10. But if you plan on going to see the movie, this is where you click off. I hope you enjoyed my not summary, but like my little sum up of the movie before I go into spoilers. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. Take a like about my video, what you didn't like about my video. I really appreciate it. Links to my socials will be down below. Follow me on Instagram. My 2 Instagram pages will be down below. Follow me on Twitter. Stay tuned for more videos I'm going to drop on my Twitch and back on my YouTube too. So follow my Twitch down below too. And I will see you on the next review. So without being said, let's get into the spoiler section. Ooh. Okay, so the movie starts off with Gorg. Apparently, his whole civilization has been killed, or something happened to the civilization where there's nobody left but him and his daughter. Mind you, the little girl that's playing Gorg's daughter is actually Chris Hemsworth's daughter in real life. I didn't know that, but doing my research, I realized that yeah, it is. So I guess they're trying to go somewhere. I guess they're just wandering, walking around basically. It's like they're walking the desert, and in the process of walking the desert, Gorg's daughter ends up dying. So he's just covered in despair. He's sad, like just so sad. But from what I was watching, he hears like a voice that's like calling to him. So he decides to walk to it, and he comes into this oasis that's with one of the gods, the myth gods. I think it was like the sun god, I believe it was, because Gorg had like a little medallion around his neck that looked like a sun with a head. So I think it was the sun god. And when the sun god sees Gorg, he's like clowning him, basically like, we don't care about you, we don't care about your people. You guys are born to live and die for us. And the gods are assholes, but he's an asshole. But when you think about it, if you all believe in those ancient gods, he's not lying. Like back in those times, people would literally sacrifice themselves, other people, other things to please the gods above. So it's like they don't really care. Well, he don't really care. He was telling Gorg like, we don't care. You're supposed to live and die for us. We don't care about your people. There'll be a whole nother group of people the next year around to worship us. You're disposable.
They don't care about you and your boring little lives.
And when Gorg heard that, he was like, I disown you. You're not a god. You're a murderer. I don't claim you as my god. And I'm going to say the sun god. The sun god was getting ready to kill Gorg. But right before he killed him, what was that sword called? It was some ancient sword, a cursed sword that Gorg picked up, and he killed the god with it. And in the process of killing the god, he became the god butcher. He basically became cursed because I guess this sword is supposed to be a cursed sword that can kill gods, basically. So he basically killed the god, became the god butcher, and for a while he just been going around those 9 realms and other universes, basically killing gods in the name of the sword, basically. So after that, we cut to the scene where Thor, one of Thor's best friends, is basically telling his story. Like, let me tell you the tale of Thor Odinson. And there's one scene where you see like a little Thor running. Come to find out, that's also his son too. So his son and his daughter was in the movie just for not for those brief moments. His son was in it for that brief moment. His daughter was in the movie, I guess you could say brief moment too, because she was in the beginning, she died, and at the end she comes back. We'll get to that later. So Thor's best friend is telling everybody, the viewers, Thor's story. How he defeated Thanos, he saved the world more times than one, he fell in love, lost love, and now he's just basically trying to find himself by teaming up with the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is what he's basically doing. Guardians got called to a situation, and Thor is basically there with them to help save the planet from, I guess, there's other groups trying to take over another group. So they team up with the group that seems innocent, saves them, and after that they get another call. Comes to find out, they get a call about the God Butcher. He's going around killing gods and everything. And one of the calls picked up Thor, saw a face of some woman that he knew from what's that place they stay at? He'll come back to me, but he knew her because he used to live with her, basically. Not live with her, but live with her in their little area. So he tells Star-Lord, you guys go ahead, this is not your problem. I'm here for it, it's my problem, I'll go figure it out. Cool. They take off. Gone. That's one way to get rid of him, we don't care, so they go and take off. So after that, Thor goes to where he last saw her, and when he gets there, he sees one of the big giant gods just dead, killed, and she's there, the friend that he knew, and she tells him that the God Butcher is here. He's going around killing all the guys, and he's gonna come to our hometown and kill. I guess they're gonna kill Valkyrie next. 'Cause I guess she's in charge of where they are living at right now. So Thor is like, fuck it, let me go ahead and get myself back to my hometown to protect everybody. So when that happens, we go to a scene with Jane, full name Jane Foster. For people who have not been watching the movies with Thor 1 through 3, this is the fourth one. Her name is Jane Foster, played by Natalie Portman. So we go to Jane, and we come to find out she has stage 4 cancer. And she's been trying to find ways to beat it. First with medication. Medication's not working. Then she goes to science. Science is not working. So she's basically like stuck. She's basically going to end up losing her life from the cancer. And that's when she hears a voice. It feels like I won't say she hears it, but it's like what she said, she heard a voice call to her, to the point where she starts looking up one of the Greek books, the mythology books that she's been reading. And when she opens it, she turns to the page about Thor's old hammer. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. I'm just gonna say Thor's first hammer, the very first one, the small one. The one that got broken up by Thor's evil sister. How you pronounce her? I can't pronounce her name right either. Thor's evil sister was called Hela. So after Jane is done reading that, she decides to go to where the hammer is at, where it got broken up at, and see if she could probably pick it up. Because when she gets there, right when she gets to the hammer, she sees it starts to light up and everything, as if like it's gonna come to her. And we don't even see it come to her at first. We just see it starts to light up, and then it flashes back to Thor going to back to his hometown, where he's trying to make sure everybody's okay. They're not okay. God Butcher is there, summons his I think it's called Shadow Beast to attack the town and everything. And Thor's fighting them along with Valkyrie. She gets out of bed. They're all fighting the monsters. Good fight scene. And then in the moment while he's fighting, he sees his old hammer flying around. And he's like, "You're back, buddy, you're back." And nope. As you can see right here, it comes back to Jane, who is now the mighty Thor. And they kind of have like a little moment right there. That's when everything like pauses. They tell like the backstory of Jane and Thor, how they fell in love. Everything is to do together, how they fell out of love because they was afraid of, I guess they was afraid of getting too close to each other, because one has to save the world 24/7. One is focused on her books and her science, so them trying to be together was kind of difficult. But from how the movie described it, the only reason Jane is worthy of Thor, worthy of being Thor, is because one night she fell asleep, Thor was drunk, and he was talking to his hammer. He was like, "I really love this woman. So if anything happens to me or anything happens to her, I need you to be there to protect her." And I guess the hammer, they gave like these hammers like a sense of character, because when he said that, went to sleep, the hammer like lit up as if like the hammer made like an oath to Thor to do that if she's in trouble. And because she's fighting cancer, I guess that helped her become Thor, because it's almost like Wolverine and Deadpool. As long as she has the hammer, she's basically not in danger of dying from the cancer. But we find out later on in the movie that the more she uses the hammer, the more her life energy is like fading. Like it's speeding up her cancer basically, to where the point like she'll probably have like longer time to live. She's now cutting her time short because she's using the hammer so much. So after they do a little flashback, they're going back to fighting. The God Butcher shows up. He's fighting Thor, but then he realizes he's outnumbered because there's Thor, there's the mighty Thor, and then there's Valkyrie. So he's like, "Fuck it, let me go ahead and kidnap the children, and he'll come to me on my turn," because he takes the children and goes back to where his turf is. And we find out later that the only reason he took the kids and brought Thor, Valkyrie, and mighty Thor there is because he needs Thor's Stormbreaker, his axe basically, to open this portal to where opened the portal to, I think it's called Eternity, and the first person that walks through the doorway to Eternity can get one wish of anything, but he needs Thor's axe to do it. We find that out later. So after he kidnaps the children, Thor, Valkyrie, and Maya Thor decide to go to the realm of the Greek gods, where Hercules, Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, all those other gods, to build an army to go fight Gore, God Butcher. This is where I started to not like things when it comes to the movie. Oh, while I'm talking about the comedy in this movie is hilarious. I love the comedy in this movie. I heard other people saying there was too much comedy, but nah, I've enjoyed all the comedy.
But they actually enjoyed it.
Well, there was some things I felt like there was meant to be comedy, but I was just like, no. But there was one point where after Thor saved this planet with the Guardians, they gave him 2 goats as a gift, and he was like screaming constantly. They was like screaming goats. It was funny though. Like if you go see the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. It was funny. And they had other little side comedic things. Like it was one point where Thor was trying to, like, when he reaches his hand out, Stormbreaker comes because they have like a connection. He was trying to do that with the smaller hammer he had. But every time he did that, it's like Stormbreaker would come like, as if like, what are you doing, man? I was like, no, I was coming for you, my friend. I was. Like, see, they gave the hammer and the axe like a sense of character in this movie, and I kind of liked that. That was nice like that.
Okay, I like it. All right.
But so they all get to they get to make a present in front of Zeus, and I didn't like who they had for Zeus. Like, when you talk about Zeus, like big Zeus, like spear throwing Zeus, like what? I expect them to have somebody like up there, like somebody you'll be like, damn, this nigga not playing. But they kind of made the Greek gods a joke. Like they had all the presentation was nice, like gold all around. The city was nice. It was a good it was good visually, but the person acting as Zeus, I didn't like that. He was not what I expected to play Zeus. But comes to find out, he knows about the God Butcher. He knows what the God Butcher is out there doing. But I guess for some reason he can't come there. So it's like Zeus is like, I know about him, but I'm not worried about him. He'll never reach eternity, because I guess Zeus knows that he needs Stormbreaker to get there. And because I don't know if he knows Thor has it, but he said without a way to get to eternity, he's not going to be able to do nothing. So we're not worried about him. And Thor was like, okay, well, if you're not going to help, let's just take your thunderbolt and we could just leave. And he's like, oh no, you guys are here now. If you guys are here and go out there, he'll come back and know about this place. We can't let that happen, so you guys must stay here. So they have like a big old fight. Thor, Mighty Thor, and Valkyrie against Zeus's little army. And they they made Zeus, to me, they made him look weak, because Thor he didn't kill him, but he knocked him down easily. In the movie, it makes it seem like he killed him, but after credits, he's still alive. But they just did that so easy. I'm like,
actually super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Bro, like, y'all could have given something, like, but it was whatever. They end up escaping and taking Zeus's thunderbolt with them, so that was cool, whatever. Because if you just saw in the panel in the back, they do end up going to where Gorg is at, and Valkyrie has the thunderbolt, and she's fighting him with the thunderbolt right there. That was a cool fight scene. But before they get there, Jane and Thor have like a little moment. They basically express their feelings for each other, how they still love each other, how they still want to be in each other's lives, how they want to basically commit to each other, which is nice. That was cool. Right there, I knew it wasn't gonna happen. We're gonna talk about that. I just knew that wasn't gonna happen. So they get to where Gore is, and he made like a little hiding place for him. So they're looking for him. But because Jane's so smart, she realizes that
it's a trap.
Gorg is after Thor's ex. So she takes his ex, throws it far as hell. He's like, why'd you do that? And it was like, because if you get your ex, he's gonna open the portal to eternity. And they have like a big old fight scene with each other. And in the process of fighting, Valkyrie ends up getting stabbed, and I think she got stabbed in the back or the stomach, and they have to retreat because she's injured. But in the process of them retreating, Gorg ends up taking Stormbreaker from Thor when they go back down to Earth. Now, I don't know why he didn't just, do that and have the whole X fly as far as it is just to come back to him, but I don't know, maybe it doesn't work when they're like in like I guess Thor called it like the middle realm, something like that. I don't know. But when they get back to Earth, Thor sees that Jane's cancer is getting worse. Cause she told him on the way to Gorg that she has cancer. She told him that, and even the God Butcher, he was like, "Oh, you're dying. I can see that you're dying." So Thor takes Valkyrie and Jane to the doctor. They're both getting treated. Valkyrie's in stable condition, but the doctor tells Thor, like, for some reason, something is stopping her from fighting the cancer. So Thor goes to her. He tells her, like, "I love you. I don't want to lose you. So I need you to promise me to not pick up that hammer ever again. If you pick up that hammer, you're definitely going to die the next time you use it. Let me go take the Thunderbolt. I'll go and save the children, and I'll come back to you." And she was like, "Okay, you better come back to me." She was lying. Anyway, so he takes the Thunderbolt from Valkyrie, goes to where the God Butcher is, saves the children. And this is another part that I didn't like. I didn't like that, like, once he got there, Gorg summoned his shadow creatures to go fight Thor, and Thor basically like told the kids just pick up anything, and he's like he did his like little speech for his hammer. Whoever is worthy and picks up this hammer will have the power of Thor. He did that with his Thunderbolt. I'm like, okay, so you could just give power to anybody now, because he gave all the kids basically. Thor power or something like that, and they all charged and fought the Shadow Beast. I didn't like that, only because, like, what? Like, you could have had these little ass kids fight these big ass monsters. I mean, that part right there was for the family. Like, people that take their kids and all that stuff to go see this movie, that was literally for the family. If this movie was like rated R or not even PG-13 or something like that, that would not happen. Like, I just didn't like that. Them kids should have got their ass fucked up doing that shit. Oh, but I forgot to mention Hainsworth. If you remember who Hainsworth is, if you don't, he's basically the gatekeeper to let people in and out of Asgard. I finally remember it, Asgard. Yeah, to let him in and out of Asgard. He had a son, so it was because his son had the same eyes as Hainsworth. Thor was able to like see what his son see. That's how he was able to find out where they was going, where they was at. So while the kids are fighting the monsters, Thor is fighting Gorg, and good ass fight scene. They was throwing them bitches like doing all this stuff. But as you can see, as you will see. If you watch the movie, he starts to lose.
Alas, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
He starts to lose, and Gorg's getting ready to kill him. And guess who shows up in the nick of time? The mighty Thor. She shows up, they double team Gorg, and end up breaking his sword. But not before he's able to open the portal to eternity and step through the portal before Thor and Jane could. So, after Jane helps him, she basically falls to the floor because now the cancer is getting ready to kill her. Like, she can't even use the hammer no more. She's literally about to die in Thor's arms. And at that point, Thor is like, "I don't care no more. You win. Go make your wish. I'd rather spend my last moments with her because I know what you really want." And Gorg is like, "How dare you? You don't know what I want. What do you think I want?" He was like, "You want love. That's what you want. You lost somebody very important to you, and you've given up hope of ever seeing them again or ever being with them again. And what you're missing is love. So if you want to go and basically kill everybody because of what you lost, go ahead. I were to spend my last moments with Jane, and that was sweet. I was like, oh. And after Thor basically won with the power of love, because at that point, Gore is like, I'm basically dying. For some reason, he's like, I'm dying, but I just remembered that like once they broke his sword, the cursed sword, I guess the cursed sword took the rest of his life force with it when it broke. So he's basically dying from using that the same way Jane was dying from using that hammer. So he was dying, and after he lost the sword, he basically came to his senses. Like he said, I don't want to die because if I die, she'll be alone. He's basically talking about his daughter, and Jane was like, your daughter won't be alone. Basically saying like, you bring her back, she'll be with Thor. This is what I didn't like. Okay, so they said you step through eternity, you can make any wish you want, right? Why didn't the dude just wish like heal Jane and take my life for me to go be with my daughter, or something like that? Something where like Jane can live and I can go be with my daughter. Cause it's like, your daughter's dead, I get that, but now you're gonna bring her back just for her to live the rest of her life and die again. I mean, at that point, if you already experienced death, why would you want to go through it again at some point? No, I wouldn't want to do that. But movie. So he makes his wish, his daughter comes back to life, and he dies. Jane and Thor sees it, Jane dies, and she disappears. So at that point, Thor decides to take Gore's daughter under his wing, or in other words, he decided to become a stepfather to her. So after all that happens, his hammer goes to the little girl, and Thor has Stormbreaker, and I guess you could say they basically team up to fight bad guys, because that's what basically happens at the end. He's basically teaching her how to be good, how to control her powers, and how to use the hammer. And that's basically how like the whole movie ends. There's two cutscenes at the end. One is with Zeus, and they show Hercules. Zeus is basically gonna send Hercules after Thor, and we also see that Jane is in Valhalla. For those that don't know, when you're, I guess, a mythological god like Odin, Loki, Thor, and all that stuff, when Jane died on the battlefield, she got sent straight to Valhalla. That's basically heaven. Valhalla is basically heaven, basically. So, I mean, I don't know why they decided to show that. Like, I don't know if they're hinting that she'll come back, because I remember growing up, I used to watch some kind of movie, like some TV show or something, to where like mythical gods that die and go to Valhalla, they can come back and do it all over again and go to Valhalla or something like that. I think it's something like that. It was something I was watching, but I don't. It was a long time ago. But they probably gonna bring her back somehow, I think, because why would they even show her going to Valhalla and all that stuff if she wasn't gonna come back? They could have just left it at like Jane dying, she died at peace, and she's gone. But that's pretty much it for this review, this spoiler side of the review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, those few things is why I would not give it a straight 9 or 10 out of 10. It's good, like a strong 8. Like maybe if they didn't do Jane like that, or they didn't do the children like that, make Thor make that decision. If they even had somebody better for Zeus, or just make that whole scene right there with Zeus better, it probably would have been a 9. The comedy was good, but some stuff it was just like, okay, like it wasn't needed. Like, this movie was like up and down when it came to like the seriousness. Like, one moment it's serious, then it goes down to like being funny and goofy, then it's serious, then funny and goofy. It's serious. Like, it never really like stayed at like a strong serious point in the movie. So it was there that also. But yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. So that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you liked about my video. Tell me what you didn't like about my video. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. And I'll see you guys on the next review. Look forward to my next video, which will probably be dropping in like maybe 2 or 3 days after this one. Most likely I will probably be doing my next gaming stream. And I'm thinking you guys will like it, for the ones that actually sit and watch my video. But I do appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
I am the god of thunder!